Hey Atomic Church, Pastor Sarah with my good friend Frances. Frances is a member of our church and she's very nervous. I actually asked Frances to come because today is my birthday, and Frances last year I had a meeting with my women's council, and she surprised me by having them bring a birthday cake to me. And it was so good. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And hi Alicia, hi Amanda. And anyways, the cake was so good. It was so moist. It was yummy, yummy, yummy. So I thought today, because today's my birthday and I have to do the interviews, that I'd invite her here to help make a cake again.
Sure.
So we're going to do a little talking, but we're also going to make some cake stuff. So we actually have the oven going already because we're kind of going to do two parts. One, we're going to make a cake and throw it in, but also we're going to, thanks Alicia, she likes my outfit. Nope.
Not today.
Not today, Satan, it's my birthday. Anyways, so we're going to put one in the oven, but we're also going to frost one because there's one already cool, ready to go. So she did double duty. She loves me that much.
I do.
Okay, so first tell me what we're going to do.
So we have our cake mix already in here.
Yep.
We're going to separate the whites from the yolks.
Okay.
Because we don't want it to turn yellow.
Yep.
So we'll just do four egg whites and then half a cup of...
So tell me, wait a minute, why do you separate? Because my whole life when I would bake cake, we never separated the eggs. Is that something that is like, because it's not on the box. It's not part of instructions.
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah. But if you want a white cake...
I don't want. I want a white cake, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you separate the
So,
yellow
so
so
it
that
doesn't
the
change.
yellow doesn't change the white cake. It turns it to a yellow
All right.
cake.
I believe you. I've just never done that, so I'm like,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah, so I just...
Maybe why my cakes don't turn out very moist. I don't know.
So I just open it like this.
So I do know how to separate the eggs. But, oh, you do it in your hand. Girl, go back and forth with the shell. Then you don't have to worry about touching it.
It's okay.
Look at you, all professional. We can put that in the dog's bowl. The dogs love eggs.
And I do it in here
Yeah,
because I don't want it, if I drop a shell,
yeah.
it's easier.
You can scoop it out.
Yeah. So, I'm a hands-on person, so everybody's like, oh, try the bottle, the water bottle.
Oh, yeah, somebody told me that.
I can't do it.
No, let me stop on here. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I feel like that's just going to be a little bit of a disaster.
I'm like, no.
I'm usually hands-on. The kids always want to crack eggs with me,
Mine too.
but then I have to sit there and fish out pieces of shell, so
Ellie loves
I
to
have
do
patience
that.
for that.
I'm gonna wash my hands real
Okay.
quick. Ellie loves to do it, but again, she's actually pretty good for being 3.
Yeah,
to take it off the
yeah.
shell, but no.
What, you got a question?
Alicia says, but sometimes it falls out when you use the shell.
Yeah.
Hands always work better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Alicia.
So then I just add this, and then I do a half a cup
Okay.
of vegetable oil.
So you know what somebody told me a long time ago? They were like eating, I don't know if you would call it really healthy, but like healthier.
Yeah.
Instead of putting vegetable oil into things, they put applesauce.
I've tried the applesauce. It doesn't come out as moist.
Okay.
And I've tried olive oil. But olive oil seems to make it like oily. Not...
I'm all for, like, I feel like if you're baking a cake,
Yeah, you're already
Just-
eating the cake. Let's just get it
just
done.
do it the right way and move on.
Yeah.
Why go through the extra effort of trying to add applesauce into the oil? Like, There's no point to
And
that.
then a cup and what does it say? A cup and 1/4 of water.
Okay, see, that's another thing I never did. Water. Again, maybe when my cake's dry.
That's funny.
Anyways, Francis came over a little bit early, and we had some good talk about our fasting that's going to happen. And cool thing is that, you know, Francis, like almost probably everybody that's watching, is she didn't know what she wanted to fast, but then
I've
prayed.
never done it.
Yeah, prayed, and then God gave her the revelation that she needed to what she was going to fast. And so she's excited because she's never actually done a fast.
Yeah.
So, you know, we might as well get this cake going and eat the cake.
Before we start our fasting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, what is like if you had like your biggest aha moment with God, what do you think an aha moment would be?
My biggest aha moment, I think, was actually, that's gonna sound funny, but when I went back to church last Sunday, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, you know, I'm high risk, I can't go to church, blah, blah, blah. And my husband, I love him to pieces. I really, really do, and I appreciate him, but he can be really, very, very overprotective sometimes. And so he's like, no, what if you get sick? You know, we can't. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So then I'm like, you know, we went to Walmart on Saturday night, and I'm like, I'm sitting here in a store with all these people, and I can go to Walmart, but I can't go to church. No.
Preach,
and
girl.
I could hear him being like, amen. You know, he's like, you got it. my light bulb went off.
I'm not saying that people need to hear that,
But they do.
but they do. Because if you can go in and get your groceries, and you can go to the bank, and you can go
To work
and to go to fast food to pick up your food, you can also go to church.
Yeah, it's
What's
the
the
same
difference?
thing. Mhm.
So,
And I was actually surprised because before all this, I used to have to fight with Madison to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And Ellie, she's attached to me, so she don't care. But she'll go wherever I go. But Madison, I said, I'm going to church on Sunday, I'm going to church tomorrow, and she's like, I want to go. And I was like, what? You know? And this morning, last night, she didn't want to go to sleep. She went to bed at midnight, and I said, okay, I'm going to church.
mm-hmm.
I went in there and I woke her up twice, and she didn't wake up, so I was like, okay, fine. So I went and got in the shower. I got out, and she's sitting on the couch, dressed and ready to go. She's like, I'm ready.
Nice.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
nice, all right.
Well, you know, I was talking to you, I was doing Facebook Live a couple weeks ago, and I had Madison's niece here and Levi, and they were baking cookies. And, well, they were actually decorating cookies. But, hi, Thomas and Roxanne. I was explaining to you, Facebook Live, that parents have a hard time understanding that most of our children's behaviors or reactions are because of what they see mirrored from us. Mm-hmm. So if you are hyper-focused on something, your child's going to be hyper-focused on it. I actually was just talking to the principal at my kids' school about how when they finally do decide to reopen up schools, how the kids are going to have a really hard time and have some serious anxiety because these kids have been told for the last 7-8 months by their parents, by doctors, by perfect strangers, by the news, that it's dangerous to go into school. It's dangerous. You're going to get really sick and you might die. And so here they were not wanting to stay home, but when the school's open and they have to go back to school, there's going to be some serious consequences to that kind of poison that we put in our kids' minds.
Yeah, I know. I had to have a talk with Madison because she was like, Mom, I don't want to go back to school. Mm-hmm. I'm scared. I don't want to go back to school. And it's just like I explained to her, we go to Walmart, we use hand sanitizer, we wipe down our carts, we get out, we wash our masks, it's going to be the same way at school. Mm-hmm. You wipe down, I'll give you Clorox wipes in a little baggie if that's what makes you feel better, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And she's like, but they say you can die from this. And she starts crying, and she's like, I don't want my grandma to die, because of course, you know, they're like the older people.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I know you hear a lot, but a lot of it is very exaggerated.
Yes.
I said, so
You, Pam.
you just have to be you just have to be cautious. I mean, we should be there anyway around our elders.
Right.
But yeah.
Spray.
Yes, please.
Okay. So,
So I just give. And it won't stick.
yep.
Oh, I like it.
So, we were talking about our not tithing, our fasting. And, you know, some things that I think are very important for people to understand is this is a heart issue. Hi, Carla. That's Pastor Donna's sister.
Hello.
It's a heart issue. It doesn't really have anything to do with the food you eat, the food you don't eat, the amount you eat, the amount you don't eat. There are laws in the Bible, but just like anything, when Christ came and he was crucified, it became a heart issue. Everything is a heart issue. And so what are you giving your heart to? What are you giving it attention? What are you allowing it to consume you? And I was telling her that, you know, I've done all different kinds of fasts. I've done fasting from food and only doing liquid. I've done, what else?
Low carb,
fasting from like soda drinks. I fasted from TV, fasted from movies, fasted from social media, fasted from, I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. And ultimately, thank you, Carla. Ultimately, I realized that it's not so much the stuff, it's where is my heart in the moment, and how is it changing? If I am, let's say, fasting food, and we can throw that in now.
Yeah.
Give us 1 second.
My pants have already gotten dirty.
What timer do you want?
Let's do 35 minutes.
They have tomato sauce on them already for my
Okay.
sandwich.
Okay, so we put it in for 35 minutes. If I'm fasting from food, and during that time I get really hungry and I start to get angry, the hangry going on, the hangry, and I start jumping down people's throats, and I'm having a hard time. I'm not in the right heart space. So I need to refocus, and that's me spending time in prayer, spending time in the Word, you know, getting refocused on God so that my focus isn't on what it is that I've given up. Well, I was telling her that prior to COVID, you know, I was at work and I got up 2 hours, 3 hours before I was supposed to go to work, and I spent anywhere from an hour to 2 hours every morning with God. And then COVID hit, and I've predominantly been working at home because even though I'm an essential worker, because we were put on stay-at-home orders for a while, I've basically been working from home the whole time. And so it's very easy to get up, brush my teeth, put my hair in a clip, sit in my sweats, and do video therapy because they only see this high up, so it doesn't matter. I'm not doing it in my pajamas, so at least there's that. But I still got my devotions done. Every morning I still did my devotions. Before I even got out of bed, actually, I would lay in bed and do my devotions. So they were still getting done. I was still having peace every day, and I wasn't taking away from what I needed to do with God. But there's still that extra time that was super precious before, and I just happened to very much enjoy sleep, so I slept in. Still got my devotions done every day, but there was just something extra. And so when I was praying about it, and the Lord told me solitude, I realized I needed to fast some sleep. So I will be getting up starting tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. And I don't have to act, I know, right? I know. And so if I come to church next Sunday and I got big old bags under my eyes, please don't think that I'm mad at you or that, somebody abused me in any way. I just don't have sleep. But I will be getting something way better than sleep. Anyways, so I'm going to get up at 5, even though I don't have to start work until 9:15, because that way I can get all my solitude done with the Lord, have my devotion, and take my daughter to her school and start my day the right way. So it is all about the heart. And so I will be spending 2 hours with the Lord every morning for the next 21 days.
Nice. Yeah, I give you credit because I get up at 6.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be at work till 8, but I get up at 6 and I take a shower, and in the shower I do my thing, and then it never fails, I get a little head sticking in my shower and my day starts. So I mean, if I really wanted to, I would probably have to get up at 5 like you, and I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. Well, I used to do it really faithfully, and I had really great quiet time. I prayed in tongues, I sang, I did worship music and just quiet with the Lord, just sitting and quietly waiting for Him. And then, reading the Word and praying some more, writing in my prayer journal. And again, it's not that my time with the Lord isn't still there. It's just a different version right now because of being at home, and the Lord's like, let's go back.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm not going back into the office, but I'm still going back to that routine. So we'll see how it goes, because I expect great things.
Yeah, okay. So, I usually go to the bakery
Yeah.
and get the whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
They were not there.
Yeah.
So I decided to do this.
Okay.
So it's just...
And she knows I like whipped toppings.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I tried to go to the bakery. But they weren't there. So we're just going to do this. But I need
Need a spoon or a knife or what?
a knife and a
Okay.
glass of water.
Okay.
And while you do that, I know I have...
That's a lot.
Yes. I do this a lot.
Cold water or regular water?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. What, Francis, do you think was like the, I don't know, moment in your life when you knew that it had to be different? That you knew that, like, I needed God the right way.
Yeah. My growing up, I was raised Catholic, and there was something that just always, I wasn't there. Like, I mean, I was there because I had to be, but I wasn't there. And so I'm like, something's got to change. And I went to my church. I went to Catholic church. I did what I was supposed to be doing. I just didn't feel that connection.
Like the relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I just didn't. And so my neighbor Liz, she kept telling me, you have to come and try it. I think she told me for like 2 years. You just have to. Just come and try it. And if you don't like it, I get it. Just come and try it. Come and try it. And I was like, Liz. And then my neighbor said, you have to come. They go to the one right here at the movie theater at Premiere. I think it's Legacy.
Legacy.
And so I was like, okay. So I went and tried Legacy. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. It's not a bad thing. It just wasn't for me. So then I was like, okay, fine, Liz. I'm going to go. We're going to go next. Celia, my oldest, said, Mom, I think it's time we go to church. I want to try. So I was like, okay. So that next Sunday, we got up, we went, and I was like, do not go inside without me, because I don't know these people. So she's like, I promise I'll be at the door.
We got her.
She's like, I promise I'll be at the door. Needless to say, after I left that day, I cried.
Yeah.
I was like, this is home. This
Yeah.
is where I need to be. And that was last September.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't go, like, I haven't been going during COVID, I am faithful about getting up and being online at 10 o'clock, you know, and just sitting there with my coffee. But I'm there. So I won't.
That was actually not last September. It was the September before.
Oh,
because
that's right.
yeah, because
been that long.
almost all last year we were stuck at home.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the church wasn't, but the entire world was.
Yeah.
So coming into the church, you felt like it was your home.
I did immediately. You guys were so sweet. You know, right away you said hello. You hugged me, and you're like, "Sorry, we're huggers." That was the first thing. That's the first thing.
I did.
Sorry, we're huggers.
No shame whatsoever.
Which is fine because I'm a hugger. And so we did, and you know, you guys were so great with my kids, and that was like the main thing for me because like at the Catholic Church, you know, I'm like, shh, please, Ellie, please.
Yeah.
You know
what I remember? I remember when we were sitting on the left side. Like if you're looking at the stage, we were sitting on the left side, and you know, Ellie and Maddie were right behind me. And I remember you were so like freaked out because
I was.
Like it's like there's a pastor in front of me and my kids are acting like this.
Yes.
And I just told Liz because she's like, I think she's a little worried about her kids. I'm like, Liz, seriously, the only people that need to worry is mom. Like if mom needs to do something, that's up to mom. But none of us are going to be upset because we like having kids in there.
Yeah, I was so nervous but the whole atmosphere, everything was just so different. It was so welcoming and loving and caring that it made you want to go back. Mm-hmm. It's not like
and like, do you remember when you first got there that Ellie was like really freaking out about being in church?
She would cry and she would hold on to me, and I was having to hold her the
like
entire
scream
time.
Cry. She was freaked out.
She was not. She did not like it.
And now she just kind of trots in like on a big deal.
Hi to everybody. Hugs everybody.
Yeah.
Pastor Mark, she's so cute because every time she would watch it with me on Facebook as well, and she'd say, "Hey, look, there's Jesus." And she would point to Pastor Mark. And so forever she called Pastor Mark Jesus. Yeah. And she knew Pastor Mark and she knew Pastor Sewa.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love Pastor Sewa.
Yeah.
And I said, Pastor Sewa loves you too.
Yeah.
But yeah, now she knows. Now she'll say Pastor Mark. And Pastor Mark's like, I'm going to give myself till the end of this year to get her to give me a hug.
Yeah.
And he did. He worked her.
Yeah.
And so that's just, but you know, and for my kids to feel welcome, that's a big thing for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I could deal with not that I'd want to, but I could deal to have that relationship with God, with, you know, the smirking and talking, but it's nothing like that. Mm-hmm. It never has been.
Pastor says family hugs.
I love Pastor Anna. So, you know, that's been an issue or a concern at times for us, as four pastors, is, you know, we have children's church, and COVID hit, and we have some children's church, and we haven't started back children's church for a couple of reasons. One, we really want to get some children's church leaders that just have such a massive passion for it, and have that Holy Spirit fire about them, but as well as the, you know, full gospel kind of belief system.
Yeah.
Because we want our kids to learn the same things we're learning in church.
It's, you know, it's amazing.
Just the kids' version.
Yeah. It's amazing how patient Elena is.
Yes.
Because I was in there with her.
Yeah. Elena is very patient.
She's so patient, and she does. She gets their attention, and they interact with her, and she has that gift for sure. For sure.
And so we were very concerned with, you know, some parents, no matter what church you go to, if you're a parent, the first thing you think is, how's this kid at church? How are my kids gonna like it, right?
Madison went in the first time, and she's like, I'm going there every time. Ellie, it took her a little bit. She did not. She was terrified to be there, so she did not want to go anywhere. Abby worked on her. She knew Abby. Abby, she likes Abby.
But, you know, now that we don't have children's church, we are trying really hard to help parents feel as though, you know, no matter what, your kids are loved. If they make noise, that's okay. It's not going to disturb them. And really and truly, those that are getting disturbed by it, they have a heart issue.
Yeah.
They need to learn how to be grown-ups and focus. If the kids can focus,
just like Pastor Mark said today,
right?
You know, hey, they're fine. Pay attention.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
And that was my thing with I don't want anybody to not, to be distracted because of her, or to, be like, oh, that kid, because I was there. I was like, oh, the kid, please, Ellie, please. And, I prayed about it, and I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed, and she does wonders now. She's amazing now compared to what she was.
Because, if kids have never, like, I was talking to somebody a while back, because they had asked me, Levi's little still, but they had asked me before, when Levi was a baby, why my other kids are able to sit in church they sit so good in church, and it's because I make that part of their life. Like,
right.
You've made that part of Ellie's life, and now she knows that's the thing to do. Like, okay. But if it's not a regular thing, if they don't know that, hey, this is how we sit in church, this is how I tell her, and he's got to be quiet, and if they don't know that, they're going to behave like they do at grandma's house, or, at Aunt Janet's house.
And sometimes she still does. Sometimes she'll be like, Mom, I'm looking. Like, and I just got to look at her, and she's like, she knows. She puts herself back into where she's got to be.
Same with Levi. He still has his moments, but you have to give him that very serious mom look. Like,
yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, okay.
So I've just gone all the way around, and I use water on the.
I noticed that. I've never done that.
Because
it from skiing.
It won't lift the cake.
Yeah.
So I just do it, and it makes it smoother. But yeah, so that was like my game changer. That was one of the big reasons why I love my church, was because my kids love it. My kids feel welcomed. My kids feel loved, and we've never found a church like that until now. So that was when I was like, yeah, he led me to the right place.
Well, and every church is different, and our church may not appeal to somebody else, but
right.
That's why I say there's a church on nearly every single corner in America.
This is true.
So we would love for people to be at our church, but I really just want people to be in church and to spend time with God.
Yeah.
So if our church isn't the right fit for somebody, we welcome them to find one that is.
Yeah. No, well, I found mine, and I'm not going anywhere.
Sweet.
I'm good.
We're good with that.
I'm good. These are all my little. I know I have one that actually fits this, so that I can make you a pretty design, but right now it's just not working with me.
She's got a whole bunch of little
tips.
Hi, Rhett. To
Try this one.
to get icing out of. Is it working? Look at you. Cute. She's making me a little border on my cake. And it's obnoxious pink, y'all. Obnoxious pink. Come on.
You like pink?
I do. The obnoxious part is the favorite. What did Alicia say?
Yes, it really is, though it was just me, Rhett Trampman.
Huh?
The audio is cutting out really bad, says Rhett.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rhett. I don't know how to help that one. That's weird. It's all plugged in. Let me see.
Oh, Alicia says, thought it was just me.
Oh, it might have just because we moved this.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's because I kept banging things right next to it.
Can you guys hear okay now or not? The audio was cut off a little bit because the microphone was kind of underneath the little decorating things, but can you hear?
It's better.
It's better now. Okay, thanks, Carla.
Yeah, so and then of course I want to, so I pray, and I'm like, right now Ellie's still little, but she's gotten so much better, so I can actually do like things at church and volunteer for things at church, and do the greeting. Of course, Liz was like,
We need greeters.
yeah, Liz already said,
She
this
did?
is the day, you gotta be here at 9.
Yeah.
She's like, I need readers. So
Well, I had Elena doing today because Liz wasn't able to make it.
yeah, and I was like, girl, I'm right next door. If you need a ride, all you gotta do is ask.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm sorry, it wasn't that. I was like, okay, just want to make sure you're okay. But and then so yeah,
What's going on sound, guys? I apologize. Everything's plugged in the right way and the microphone's out, so I'm not sure why it's not working.
but eventually I want to try. I'm like I said, I don't do well, but I want to try to do the singing. I want to do worship because I love to sing, but that doesn't mean I have a great voice. It just means I like to sing.
She's writing happy birthday and she's using some cute calligraphy.
I don't know about that, but
Liz, I don't know why we're coming in and out. I have no idea what is going on with the thing. It was working just fine. And it's plugged in. I have no idea what's happening. My genius husband is upstairs, so I can't really ask him.
You could yell it for him. Have him come down here.
Man, today's been a really great day. I made breakfast burritos. It was the only thing I cooked today, but breakfast burritos, we went to church. I picked up Elena on the way and got here. We had, that's awesome. We had, I'm going to draw a little heart.
okay.
We had, we're supposed to have the Shays over. So once a month, if you guys don't know, once a month we're going to go back to having our family lunches with the pastors. And basically what we do is we have one family over to have a lunch with them and spend quality time with them as pastors. So we were supposed to have the Shays today, and we had Reed and one of the Shays' kids, Caleb, over. And we had pizza, and then had cake, and then we had a pastor meeting, and then I had to do the interviews and got another cake. So it's been a great day. And I had here's my cake. I had Subway for dinner. So let's see if you can see. You want to put your hand down on the bottom just in case? I don't know if you can tell. It says happy birthday and I made a little heart. And we got the other one in the oven.
Yeah.
So we got lots of cake. Yes, Caleb is an awesome young man. Young man. She's a young woman. It's young man.
I love Liz.
That's a kind of a Freudian slip from earlier this week with the a man, a woman. Did you see that?
I did.
Oh, that's funny. Anyways, so what do you think, or what would you like to see the Lord address with you or maybe speak to you about during your fasting?
How to understand, like what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I went and Pastor Mark said, you know, I read Proverbs, I read a chapter a day,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, I'm going to do this. Well, come to find out I was reading the wrong Bible. But I was reading...
The wrong translation.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm reading this, I don't understand the words. Half the words I have to look up. And then I'm like, please tell me it's not just me that's not getting it.
Yeah.
So I guess if anything, it would be that I could get deeper into his word and understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if I could understand it, I would want to learn more
Yeah.
and never...
And actually, the more you understand, the more craving you have.
Right.
It's kind of like sweet tooth. The more you have it, the more you want it. And so, after we were talking about this, and the fingers do the typing. So we were talking about this, and come to find out, she was either reading it from the NIV or the KJV, which both can be very difficult. And so I gave her some tips. We got her on the YouVersion app, and I showed her which ones were I told her which ones were the best ones. And I'm actually going to talk to her about soil too, because it really is true that if you can understand enough to be able to apply it to your life,
Right.
you then have a more desire to know more, because this is a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
And you were designed to be in communion with Him. So if His Word and Him are one, and you can't understand His Word, it's a little difficult to be in communion with Him.
Yeah.
And so once you understand that, you do start to have this stronger, more powerful desire to be as close to Him as possible.
Yeah. I prayed for him to give me a church. He's done that.
Yep.
I prayed for him to give me a church family. He's done that.
Yep.
So now I'm just like, please, Lord, help me understand what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to get lots better. You're going to be like,
Yeah. My light bulb's getting quiet.
blown away.
Yeah.
So you're going to be a whole nother girl come 21 days.
Hopefully.
Yes, I'm going to teach her soil, Liz. So when we get off here, I'm gonna show her, give her a little crash course in soil. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm excited for the 21 days, because I every time I do a fast, the Lord tells me something totally different, and it just is mind blowing. Like, it's eye opening for me. It gives me clarity with things.
Yeah, I'm excited. This will be my first. I've never done a fast.
Yeah.
I've never, and if I have, it's turned into a diet.
Yeah.
And I've learned that I don't do well with those kinds of fasting, because I don't know, I end up making myself sick, and that's not what I want. I want to do it because it's something that I make my life better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm excited for you.
me too. I'm super excited.
So we're going to enjoy our cake, because tomorrow starts. And I'm going to teach her some soil, and we're going to get a little deeper into words. So, you got anything else you want to say?
Thank you for being a great family.
Great family, you guys. I totally agree. I actually, I don't remember if I ever told you this or not, but when I first met the pastors, before I were on my way to informational, so I've been with them since before the church started.
Yeah.
And I went to an informational meeting, and on my way there, my husband and I have been hurt by churches, and really badly, actually. And we were just taking a sabbatical and doing church at home for a while. We were hurt. And so I was just fed up of the thing. And so on my way to meet them, I prayed, Lord, I really am tired of the fake. I'm really tired of how people treat people. I'm going. You're telling me to go. And if this is where I'm supposed to be, I need you to tell me that this is my home, these are my people. And sure enough, when the information meeting started, shocking, and I heard the words coming out of my Holy Spirit was like, this is your home, and these are your people. Exactly what I prayed for. I find out later on, just talking with him, Pastor Donna was born in Henrietta, Oklahoma, and so was my dad.
Oh, wow.
And so she's got a little bit of a twang to her accent. So that was very like, and Pastor Mark, he's just a cuddle, but
Yes.
it's just,
Yes.
and he's a sucker for kids.
Yes.
So, and that's really like, I'm gonna say something, and I'm probably gonna get comments on it, but I'm just gonna be real. They're like grandparents to my kids. And Pastor Mark is going to be a total nut job when already, and they're having his grandbabies. So,
Oh yeah. Me? Yes, you.
so yeah, that is my home and people. Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. I love you all. Have a very blessed night on Tuesday at 9 a.m. as Faith Talks with Pastor Mark. Probably going to be the most outstanding once Garrett and Tati have some babies. 9 a.m. Faith Talks, and then Wednesday at 7 p.m. is Wednesday's Word with me on Facebook Live, and then Friday is Worship with the Word inside the church building at 7 p.m. We love you all. We hope to see you there, back in the church 10 a.m. Sunday morning. Have a very blessed